Listen to me. Nobody's coming to save you. Not your friends, not your family, not luck. It's your you. It's always been you. You want to win. You want to breathe success like oxygen. Then it starts today. You've been waiting for the right time. There is no right time. You are the only one who can pull yourself out of this. Get up, fight. Because every second you waste, you're losing a piece of your own life. This ain't about motivation, it's about survival. And if you don't save your own life, nobody else will. Or nobody is coming to save you. That's not a statement meant to discourage you. It's the raw truth that, once accepted, becomes your greatest power. We live in a world where we're conditioned to wait. We wait for approval, for help, for someone to see our potential and push us forward. We wait for family, friends, mentors, even fate to intervene and rescue us from our struggles. But the hard reality is that life doesn't hand out miracles to those who wait. The clock keeps ticking. The world keeps spinning. And those who rise are not the ones who had a safety net. They're the ones who decided to become their own rescue team. You have to understand that no one else feels your pain the way you do. No one lies awake at night wrestling with your doubts, your fears, your regrets. And no one else will climb inside your skin and live your life for you. You might have support, and you might your dream. And you might be lucky enough to have people who care. But even they can't carry you all the way. They can hand you tools, sure. Maybe they can show you a path. But at the end of the day, it's still your feet that have to walk it. If you fall, it's your hands that have to pick you back up. That's the brutal beauty of life. It demands self-responsibility, and it rewards those who accept that truth early. Once you truly grasp this, you stop waiting. You stop blaming. You stop hoping for a lifeline and start becoming one. You start looking in the mirror with a different kind of hunger. A hunger to grow, to fight, to overcome. You take the pain that once held you down and you use it as fuel. Every mistake becomes a lesson. Every setback becomes training. You start to realize that the person you've been waiting for, the hero, the savior, the one with the answers, has been you all along, buried under doubt, fear, and hesitation. When you take full responsibility for your life, you gain control. And with control comes power. You no longer feel helpless when things go wrong because you know it's up to you to adapt and keep going. You no longer fear failure because failure is just part of your process now. Not a sign of weakness, but a sign of movement. You begin to trust yourself. And that trust becomes confidence. That confidence becomes momentum. And that momentum becomes transformation. This mindset isn't built overnight. It's not easy. There will be days when you want someone to save you, to make it easier, to take the weight off your shoulders. But those are the exact days you need to dig even deeper. Because the more you lean into discomfort, the stronger you get. The more you own your journey, the more unshakable you become. And eventually, you'll look back and realize that your greatest breakthrough didn't come from someone handing you a lifeline. It came the moment you decided to take control and to stop waiting and to start fighting for your own life. You don't need saving. You need belief. You need effort. You need grit. And all of those things are already live inside you, waiting to be unleashed. You just have to choose it every day, especially on the hard days, especially when no one is watching, especially when giving up would be easier. That's when the real growth happens. That's when the beast wakes up inside, and that's when your life begins to change. Not because someone saved you, but because you saved yourself. Time doesn't wait for anyone. It moves with or without your permission. The problem is that too many people are waiting. They're waiting for right moment, for the perfect alignment of circumstances, for a feeling of readiness that may never come. But here's the truth. There is no perfect time. There is only now. Success isn't something that shows up when you're comfortable. It's something you chase, something you commit to with urgency, even when the conditions are far from ideal. The longer you wait, the further your dreams drift away, and the more you convince yourself that hesitation is justified. But it's not. The clock is ticking, and every second you hesitate is a second lost forever. This isn't about rushing recklessly or acting without thought. It's about realizing that preparation without action is just procrastination in disguise. How many times have you told yourself, I'll start tomorrow? How many times have you planned something big, only to shelve it because it wasn't the right time? If you're honest, you'll see a pattern, not a failure, but a delay. And delay is a silent killer of dreams. It doesn't scream or crash. It whispers excuses softly into your ear until you start believing them. And while you're convincing yourself that someday is safer, life keeps moving forward without you. Urgency doesn't mean panic. It means clarity. It means waking up with purpose, knowing that you don't have forever to get this right. It means understanding that the window of opportunity is not open indefinitely. Life isn't going to stop and wait until you're ready. It will present you with chances, and if you don't take them, someone else will. That's the cold, competitive truth. The world rewards those who move, who try, who fail and get back up, not those who stay stuck in the planning phase, hoping for certainty. People often look at successful individuals and assume they had perfect timing, but that's rarely true. Most started when everything was uncertain, when doubt was screaming louder than confidence. The difference is, they moved anyway. They made the jump when fear was still present. They acted without knowing the outcome. That's what urgency looks like. Not waiting for fear to disappear, but moving in spite of it. It's about choosing progress over perfection, motion over stagnation. When you approach your goals with urgency, your mindset shifts. You start treating your dreams like they're on a deadline. You stop saying, I'll do it later, and start saying, I'm doing it now. You stop living in theory and start living in action. You stop making excuses and start finding solutions. The energy changes. The focus sharpens. You begin to realize how much power is unlocked the moment you stop waiting for permission and give yourself the green light. People who live with urgency aren't reckless. They're relentless. They understand that waiting too long is a luxury most people can't afford. Life is fragile. Opportunities are fleeting. And time, once it's gone, can't be recovered. That knowledge fuels their drive. It pushes them to make every day count, to squeeze every drop of potential out of the present moment. They don't just hope for success. They create the conditions for it by acting now consistently with intention. You must make that shift. You must adopt the mindset that your dreams are not optional. They're necessary. They are not someday goals. They are right now responsibilities. Treat your ambitions like your life depends on them. Because in a way it does. The life you want, the person you aim to become, the impact you hope to leave. It all starts with action, not someday. Not when it's comfortable, but today. And if you're sitting in hesitation, stuck in the waiting room of your own potential, understand this. Nobody's going to knock on your door and drag you into your destiny. You have to rise. You have to run. You have to act with urgency because life won't slow down for you. It never has and it never will. The time is now, not tomorrow, not when you're ready. Now, you are your own hero. That might sound simple, but it's one of the most powerful truths you will ever accept. For too long, people have been conditioned to believe that salvation comes from outside themselves. That's some external force, some partner, some breakthrough will come and transform everything. We are raised on stories of rescue, tales of someone coming in to fix what's broken, to lift us from darkness into light. But life doesn't work like a fairy tale. In the real world, the hero you've been waiting for is you. The only person who is fully equipped, fully present, and fully responsible for changing your life is staring back at you in the mirror. There's a moment when you realize that no one else can fight your battles for you. They can stand beside you. They can encourage you, but they cannot go to war for your dreams. They can't wake up with your fire. They can't carry the weight of your past or the responsibility of your future. That's yours. Every inch of progress you make will be a direct result of your decision to stop depending on others for direction and start trusting your own inner compass. It's easy to fall into the trap of waiting for someone to show you the way. It feels safe. But the truth is, you already know the way. Deep down, you know what needs to be done. You've just been afraid to trust your own strength. Becoming your own hero means accepting that no one owes you success. Life owes you nothing. No one is obligated to believe in your vision, to support your journey, or to fix what's broken in your life. That might feel like a heavy burden at first, but it's actually freedom when you take responsibility for everything in your life. The good, the bad, the painful, the inspiring. You take back control. You stop giving your power away to circumstances and people who were never meant to shape your destiny. You start to rebuild your life from the inside out. Heroes aren't perfect. They don't have it all figured out. But they show up every day, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. Being your own hero means pushing through pain, resisting the temptation to quit, and refusing to let setbacks define you. It means speaking truth to your doubts and choosing courage over comfort. It means becoming the person who doesn't just survive the storm, but learns how to dance in the rain. No one else can do that for you. And once you stop looking outward and start digging deep, you'll find that everything you need to rise has been within you all along. It's not about ego, and it's not about doing everything alone. It's about recognizing that the ultimate responsibility is yours. You might have help. You might have mentors or inspiration along the way. But none of it will matter if you don't act. None of it will matter if you don't believe. That belief has to start with you. You have to become the person who says, I may not be where I want to be yet, but I am willing to fight for it. I'm willing to fail, learn, and rise again. I'm willing to bet on myself when no one else does. This is not a one-time decision. Being your own hero is a daily commitment. Every day, you wake up and choose to show up for yourself. You silence the voice that tells you to stay small. You push through fear, through doubt, through fatigue. And you remind yourself of who you are and why you started. You pick yourself up when no one else notices you're down. You applaud your own progress even when no one else sees it. Because you're not doing it for an applause. You're doing it because you refuse to stay where you are. You refuse to be a victim of your circumstances. You are the author, the warrior, the leader of your own life. There is no cavalry. There's no secret shortcut. You are the one. And once you own that truth, once you stop hoping for rescue and start building your own ladder out of the pit, you will become unstoppable. The strength you're looking for found in someone else's validation. It's found in the fire that's already inside of you. Fan that flame. Feed it. Protect it. Because the moment you decide to become your own hero is the moment everything starts to change. You don't need saving. You need rising. And that rise begins with you. Every second counts. Not metaphorically. Literally. Every tick of the clock is time you'll never get back. Time that either works in your favor or becomes another piece of your life lost to hesitation, distraction, or fear. The harsh truth is that time is the most valuable resource you have. It's more important than money, more important than status, more important than talent. Because time, once it's gone forever. You can rebuild wealth, restart careers, or recover from failure. But you can't recover time. And that means every second you waste living passively, overthinking, or waiting for things to change on their own is a second stolen from the life you could have been building. Most people don't realize the cost of wasted time until it's too late. They look back years later and see a trail of missed opportunities and unpursued dreams. But by then, the window has closed. Regret is one of the heaviest burdens a person can carry. Not because of what was done, but because of what was never attempted. That's why awareness of time is so critical. It's not about being obsessed with productivity or squeezing value out of every moment like a machine. It's about respecting your life enough to stop throwing away the limited moments you're given. We all have the same 24 hours, but what separates the Driven from the drifting is how those hours are used. There are people who turn those hours into progress, into skills, into freedom. And there are those who spend them scrolling, complaining, sleeping through their purpose. And it's not always dramatic. Wasted time is often subtle. It shows up as just 5 more minutes of delay, just 1 more day of putting things off. It creeps into your habits until the days blur together, and suddenly a month is gone, then a year, then a decade, and you're left asking, where did it all go? Respecting your time means respecting your future. It means understanding that the decisions you make today, right now, are either creating momentum or digging a deeper hole. Time has no pause button. It doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't wait for your motivation to catch up. And that's why urgency matters. That's why discipline matters. Because if you don't take ownership of your time, the world will find a way to waste it for you. People will steal it. Distractions will eat it. Doubt will stall it. And before you know it, the life you wanted is still just a concept, because the clock kept ticking and you kept waiting. When you treat time like gold, your entire mindset changes. You stop tolerating things that drain your energy. You start prioritizing what actually moves you forward. You build habits not because they're trendy, but because they protect your time and multiply your growth. You say no more often. You cut out the noise. And most importantly, you stop putting your goals in the future tense and start living them in the present. Because the life you want isn't going to show up one day out of the blue. It's built one moment at a time. With every choice you make in the now, even rest, even downtime becomes intentional. This isn't about grinding 247 until you burn out. It's about living awake, living aware, living up in your drive, living with your eyes open to the reality that time is both a gift and a responsibility. You can either use it to build something lasting, something meaningful, or you can let it slip through your fingers while telling yourself there's always tomorrow. But there won't always be a tomorrow. None of us are guaranteed that. What you have is today. This minute, this second, and you can use it to move, to start, to commit, to rise. Time doesn't need your permission to pass. It just does. And the question isn't, what are you doing with it? Because every second you spend doubting yourself, comparing yourself, or replaying past mistakes is a second you could have spent building, learning, growing, living. And once you recognize that, once you feel the weight and worth of each moment, you stop wasting time. You start defending it. You start showing up for your life with the intensity it deserves. Because the people who win, who grow, who rise, they're not better than you. They've just decided that every second matters, and they live like it. So take the seconds seriously. Guard them like treasure. Use them with purpose. Because every second is a seed. And how you spend it determines what kind of life you grow. This is not about motivation. It's about survival. That's a line that should shake you at your core, because it breaks that pursuing your goals is just a matter of getting inspired. It's not about watching the perfect video, reading the right quote, or waiting until the mood hits. Life isn't a movie scene where the soundtrack swells and everything falls into place. Real life is raw. It's gritty. It's painful. And for many people, it's a daily fight just to keep going. This journey you're on isn't a hobby. It's not some side project you dabble in when it's convenient. It's about staying alive, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It's about letting the weight of the world crush you. It's about clawing your way out of pit when everything around you says to give up. That's what survival looks like. When people talk about going into beast mode, it's not about showing off or flexing power for attention. It's about doing what's necessary when your back is against the wall. When you have no choice but to move forward. When standing still means drowning. That's what separates those who break through from those who break down. It's not inspiration. It's desperation. Not in a panicked way, but in a focused, unrelenting way. There's a point you reach where you realize this isn't just about achieving some dream. It's about becoming strong enough to handle life when it doesn't go your way. And it won't always go your way. You have to get this: comfort is dangerous. Comfort keeps you asleep while life passes you by. Comfort lulls you into mediocrity and makes you think you're safe when really you're sinking. Growth doesn't live in comfort. It lives in pressure, in discomfort, in chaos. That's where your real character is forged. Not when things are going well, but when everything is falling apart and you choose to keep pushing. That's survival. That's when you decide to keep fighting even though you're tired, even though no one is clapping, even though there's no obvious reward on the other side. And make no mistake, the world doesn't stop to give you space to breathe. Life won't pause so you can catch up. If you sit back too long, if you wait too long for motivation or help or a break, life will move right past you. Opportunities will vanish. Relationships will fade. Health will decline. That's why this is about more than just goals. It's about preserving your fire. It's about making sure your soul doesn't go numb from neglect. Because the longer you wait to fight, the harder it becomes to remember what you were fighting for in the first place. Survival means doing what must be done, even when you don't feel like it. It means showing up when you're broken, training when you're tired, learning when you're lost. You don't wait for motivation to show up. You become the kind of person who moves without it. You build the discipline, the focus, the resilience to get up and grind because your future is on the line. And it is every single day. The longer you sit in stagnation, the harder it is to pull yourself out. And if you don't act, the world won't wait. Life will make decisions for you if you refuse to make them yourself. This mindset will change how you approach everything. You won't just exercise for fitness. You'll do it because you want to live longer, think clear, move freer. You won't just work for a paycheck. You'll work to become someone who can't be broken. You won't just learn to pass a test. You'll learn to sharpen your mind so you can solve real problems. This is survival. Every step you take in the direction of your higher self is a step away from self-destruction. And that's what makes it urgent. That's what makes it life or death. Because you've seen what happens when you let go, when you drift, when you numb out, the depression, the anxiety, the regret, the resentment. It's not just emotional, it's existential. You've been there. You felt the weight of wasting time, of letting fear win, of ignoring your potential. That's not a place you want to go back to. And that's why this fight is non-negotiable. It's not a game. It's not a trend. It's a battle for your life. And the only way you win is by treating it like one. So drop the idea that you need motivation to move. You don't. You need to survive. And survival means taking action, whether you feel like it or not. It means building habits that protect your future. It means staying ready, staying sharp, staying hungry. Because life doesn't reward the lazy. It doesn't comfort the comfortable. It rewards the relentless. It rewards the one who keeps going when every excuse makes quitting sound logical. You're not here to wait. You're here to fight the push, to survive. And in doing so, to thrive beyond anything you ever thought was possible. You have one life, one shot, and the clock is ticking whether you act or not. This is not a rehearsal. This is the real thing. There are no do-overs, no pause buttons, no guarantees that tomorrow will even come. So you have a choice to make right now. You can continue living small, hiding from your calling, drowning in doubt and hesitation, or you can rise. You can flip the switch. You can decide that today is the line in the sand, the day you stop surviving and start dominating. No more waiting. No more blaming. No more apologizing for the fire inside of you. The world has seen enough excuses, enough half efforts, enough wasted potential. What it needs is someone bold enough to answer the call. Someone fierce enough to burn through the fear. Someone brave enough to bet everything on becoming who they were born to be. That someone is you. Don't wait for a sign. Be the signal. Don't beg for chances. Build them. Don't follow the path. Create your own trail. The strength is in you. The vision is in you. The power, the passion, the purpose. It's all there waiting to be unleashed. You don't need saving. You don't need permission. What you need is to step up, lock in, and go all in. Your future is forged in the decisions you make today, so make them count. Show the world, and more importantly, show yourself what happens when you stop holding back. Go beast mode. Go relentless. Go unstoppable, because this is your moment. And you're not just here to exist. You're here to conquer.